Good day, good day, good day, everybody. Welcome to Living Life in Joy. I am Rev Melissa, and I'm excited about today's show. So, I am an ordained interfaith minister, I'm a religious science practitioner, I'm a spiritual life coach, and I am the spiritual director, senior minister at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living here in New York. And so, this is Living Life in Joy. And what Living Life in Joy is all about is connecting with people who are connected to their yes, who are living their life in joy or some other high vibration. And so we are celebrating. I'm going to extend the celebration, y'all. We were celebrating Women's History Month for March. And I think I'm going to extend it into April because I could do that. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I have a wonderful guest today. She is another dynamic Black woman who is making a difference in the world. So let's go, set, ready. All right. So let me introduce you via her bio. Reverend Celeste A. Frazier was the spiritual leader of three centers for spiritual living. She speaks at New Thought Centers and regional and international conferences. Celeste is the stimulating podcaster of Mystic Magic, which is on most podcast venues. She is a warm counselor who sees your beauty. She is a visioning facilitator and a passionate teacher and healer who seeks to reveal your divine light. Celeste directs Outreach Ministries, is a performer and produced screenwriter. Her books are on Amazon and Kindle. One of her books, Dive, Work, Play 52 Weeks of Practicing the Presence, and another book, In Spirit, in Love, which is her book of poetry and essays. Check out her new app, Conscious Grace, which is available in the Apple Store and Google Play. And up on the screen right now is her website, and you can check that out at celestefrazier.com. So, without further ado, please welcome to Living Life in Joy, Rev Celeste A. Frazier.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi. It's so good to have you on the show.
Well, it's great to be with you. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we're going to get right into it. So I like to say that living life in joy has a little sprinkle of Sunday in praise. And what I mean by that is, what is your won't he do it story? What led you on to this path that you are on?
Well, I don't know if I call it won't he do it is wow. Isn't he she something? And because I don't limit spirit to a gender. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it's even possible when you're talking about the isness and the allness of everything that is. I can tell you that I did um, fall into a spiritual journey. I was filmmaking, and then I had a commitment out of Canada for a few $1 million, but it was contingent on U.S. distribution, which was not forthcoming because it was a story about police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
Now there are thousands of stories about police brutality. But so a friend of mine said, let's go to church. And we walked into Agape. And when I started noticing how I felt a desire to know more,
Mm-hmm.
like an urge to know more, and started taking classes at Agape, I came into an awareness that there was another dimension that was quite active and wanted my attention. And
Mm,
so my experience was that one night I went to sleep and I thought I was asleep, but I'm not sure that I was really asleep because I plunged so deep.
mm.
And I remember making a conscious choice to come back to earth, to stay to stay in this earthly body. And what I noticed when I came back, when I was in a foundations class studying science of mind, and I started saying things that I did not know.
Mm.
Like, I don't know who's talking, but this is really wonderful stuff. And they kind of look around at my classmates, kind of like with their jaws open. And I was like, okay, we're not in Kansas anymore. So, yeah, let's see where this is going to go. And so it did lead me into ministry, obviously. And so a lot of mystical moments that have been
Yeah.
like breadcrumbs home.
Wow, it sounds like you had a transcendent experience.
Yeah, it wasn't the last, but it was certainly the one that most got my attention. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And so you mentioned mystical, and I
Yeah.
know you have a podcast, Mystical Magic,
Yeah, Mystic Magic
Mystic
is
Magic.
yeah, and so yeah, like cuz my central question is, what mystical moment have you had in your life that either changed your life or got your attention in a significant way?
Mm,
And that's kind of how I choose, who should come on the show because it's like, we can do mundane all day long, but that's
mhm.
not as interesting as this other dimension that I get to explore, and
Yeah.
more peeps I get into other people's experience, it gets more exciting for me.
I love that. Well, girl, I have some stories I could share,
Oh,
but
come on, Mystic Magic, and talk about it.
girl, okay, okay. So when I was looking around on your website, I love how you refer to yourself as a community activist with a global consciousness. How does that express itself in the things that you do?
Oh, that's probably just some puffed up way of saying that I am interested in everything that happens in the world, but I'm just dealing with the neighborhood that I'm in. And
Mhm,
that means, um, the things that I do. If I was at a peace vigil in Los Angeles one day, or if I was in a gang infested neighborhood in Chicago, trying to get people to build their self-esteem, or if I was, in a Black Lives Matter rally,
mhm,
or whether if I was helping people to register to vote or whatever it is, it's all toward bringing us into a greater enlightenment and a deeper empowerment.
mm. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And so, are you using? I'm curious about the work that you're doing with this new app that you have, Conscious Grace, and how that is interwoven into your work.
Yeah, conscious grace is mainly about spiritual practices
Hmm.
because I offer people affirmations and guide them into how they can use that as a spiritual practice. I give them information about meditation and different ways of meditating, and I give them information about visioning and have opportunities for them to experience it. And so I also kind of explain the differences between visualization and visioning. I
Hmm.
also have a Course in Miracles component where it's also about the study of the course and also about the insights from the course. So there's different kinds of dimensions, and there's coaching opportunities in there as well.
Hmm.
And it's some recorded and some live sessions. So there's a mix there to be able to get it fresh,
Hmm.
or the groundwork that's already there.
Hmm. So, Celeste, are you still doing screenwriting? Have you been able to marry your two?
You know what? That is interesting because that's the only thing that I haven't developed further. I think I'm getting closer with Mystic Magic because what I've been doing is kind of bringing the spiritual and media together. Um, and so for me, the industry is so interesting. That last piece is spiritual cinema, which is really about not just fictional, so to speak, or whatever fictional is, but
Mm-hmm.
a realistic journey through the life of spiritual beings and the discoveries.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do the next dimension of the Celestine prophecy, right?
Ah.
And so in that vein, yeah, it's still coming as long as I'm still on the planet. Then God's like, okay, we're gonna get to that now.
Okay. Well, that is something that I'm definitely looking forward to
Yeah.
because it's something that's needed. You
Yes.
know, we have little blips of it every now and then, but nothing that's consistent.
Yes. Yes.
So,
And that's, it's interesting because part of that is an economic question, but
mm,
also we definitely need to take our focus off of some of the mundane things that are dividing us so that we can really get centered in the awareness of what oneness truly is.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So, I want to talk a little bit about this conference that's coming up that I
Yeah.
personally am so excited about. Celeste, when I saw the flyer in the Science of Mind magazine, I was like, wait a minute. Is this for real? Like, what is happening right now? So, what I'm talking about, everyone, is the Celebrating Our Soul, a new thought conference by people of African descent that is happening August 11th through the 14th at Unity Village in Missouri. And
Yes.
so, Celeste, talk to me about this. How did this come to be? I'm just so excited.
Well, we started working on this 2 years ago. I was in Oakland actually when we first started working on it. And it was, it's interesting because it was these unity ministers who've done retreats in the past. And one of my prayer partners is a unity minister. And she said, we thought we might invite CSL. And then it was like, okay, well, Unity has these different offshoots like Unity Urban Ministerial School, and then there's Agape, and then there's Emerson, and then there's, all of these different factions of New Thought.
Hmm.
And so we started thinking about who the keynotes would be, who the musicians would be, who the workshop presenters would be, what our daily themes are, what kind of spiritual practice we would have. And we just threw everything in there. And it is so exciting. In fact, I'm going down a week from today. I'll be landing in Unity Village to do another site visit. So, yeah, we are charged about it. We've got the best of the best, and not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yes.
There will be something for everybody. We've even got a youth program. So, we're really looking forward to it. And it's just a few months away.
It's just a few months away. And so, if people want to participate, how would they do that?
They would go to www.p as in Paul, adntg.com. And when you go in there, instead of going right to join, just kind of look at the landing page for a moment. Look at the landing page and get a sense of who's going to be there. But we got lots of information for you once you come in. If you do join, you'll find out how to register. You'll find out who the speakers are.
Mhm.
We've got Michael Beckwith, Bishop Flunder, Sheila McKeithen, Jack Bomar, James Trapp, Derek Wells, Sylvia Sumpter, you know, Celeste Frazier. We've got some wonderful keynote speakers. We've got some great workshop presenters like Reverend Galen McDowell, Reverend Vianella Vaughn Austin, Reverend
Mm.
Charlene Manuel. We've got Reverend Will Coleman, right?
Ah,
We've
yes.
got, some wonderful people, Reverend Carolyn Douglas. We've got everything from storytelling. Reverend Elzia Sekou is doing, a whole thing around, genetics and the Egyptian roots. And then we're getting
Mm.
another aspect of that from Dr. Will Coleman, and we're getting
Mm-hmm.
another aspect of that from Dr. Vianella Von Austin, who's been to Egypt like about 25 times and keeps going
Wow.
deeper and deeper into the mysteries. And so, we will get the essence of it, because what we're doing is we're taking a journey from Africa to and through the Reconstruction, through the Renaissance, through the Civil Rights era, and to be poised for the future. And that's our journey over the 3.5 days. And it's so exciting. We've got yoga opportunities, um, morning meditations. We've got a prayer room. People are going to be supported in getting their practices in, and they're going to be supported in that. We're going to have all kind of vendors. We've got,
Mm-hmm.
vendor opportunities for people. We got local talent coming in, like uh, the Wild Women of
Mm.
Kansas City, and we've also got an African dance troupe with drummers coming in the first night. So libations, everything that you think of when you think of African,
Yes.
and everything that you think of as you think about Black, and that's how we came to the title of it, celebrating our soul. This is a spiritual journey, but there's
Yes.
that thing about the Blackness that you just can't identify, but you know it when you feel it, you know it when you
Yes.
see it, and we're gonna celebrate it.
Yes, and I am all in for all of that. And I read on the website for the conference, vision and purpose is to recover our ancestral wisdom, to educate, empower, and transform the consciousness of all.
Yes.
That is a powerful statement, Celeste.
We all came from Africa. I don't know why people try to front, and I talked about this during Black History Month. It's like the ancestor, I'm sorry, the descendants of every continent except Antarctica came from a Black female. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Tell it, girl. Tell it. Tell it.
So this is where we get to say, yeah, we know what oneness is. And we have to tell people who aren't Black, because it's the craziest thing I ever heard. Can we come? We don't do that. We don't exclude. That's
Exclude. That's
not,
right.
we come from a communal soul,
Yeah.
so it's not just for us, but it is by us. We
Yes.
are the producers, because we can't rely on you to know what we need, because we already know what we need, and we're going to make
Mm.
sure that we have it.
Yes.
And so I'm
Yes.
going down to do some taste testing next week, make sure we got the right soul food too. Just saying.
Okay.
All right.
Taking care of all of
The
it.
soul gonna
All
be
of
in the
it.
food too.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. All right, y'all. So if that doesn't tempt you, if you're not curious at least, come on. It's the first one,
Yes.
celebrating our soul. So please register, and the early registration has been extended. So you
Yes.
can get the early bird rate through April 30th. Is that right?
Yes. May
All
1st, you're
right.
gonna pay 440. So you
All
might as
right.
well save almost $100 now and register as soon as you can.
Register as soon.
And
I'm
then,
registered. I got my flight. I got my hotel. I am ready. I am ready.
cool. She ready.
She
All right,
ready.
cool.
Yes, she ready. Yes, yes.
We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, we're gonna have a
The
fabulous time.
the setting is beautiful. There's a whole nature walk. You can walk through streams. You can see all kind of green foliage. You can basically be at peace when you come here.
Mm,
You can get down, because we're gonna have some dance sessions. We're gonna start with a DJ, and we're gonna have another time when you can throw down.
yes.
But there's also times when you can zen out. We got a lot of opportunities for that.
Beautiful, beautiful. And
Yeah.
is the intention to make this an annual event?
Well, I'm a little tired from having been working on this for 2 years, so maybe somebody else will have the energy to do it. But yeah, we've got a good team, and we know this isn't the end, but it's the beginning. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you for doing this. The whole team, thank you so much, because my soul has been yearning for this type of experience. So I'm really grateful for it. So
Yeah.
let's get into our second segment, which is the joy questions.
Hmm.
So the first one is, what does joy feel or look like for you?
My deepest joy comes, oh, excuse me, my
Mhm.
deepest joy comes when I'm connecting with spirit.
Mm.
And and for me, it's never a planned thing. Certainly when I go into meditation or when I go into prayer, those are perhaps prompters to get me there.
Mm.
But there's nothing like that connection when I
Mm.
truly am in oneness. That's my sweet spot.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's my true joy. Now I
Mm.
have other things that bring me joy. I like to laugh, I
Hmm.
like being silly. I like dancing, and certain kinds of food can bring me joy too.
Hmm.
And love always brings joy when
Yes.
it's like authentic love,
Yes.
and so that's why God is the first of the joys, because that's authentic love.
Yes. I love that. Question two. I say I'm living life in joy. What are you living life in?
Growing. I'm
Mm.
living life in exploration,
Mm.
and I am real clear that we are not here for the suffering, but that
Mm.
we are here to be awakened to something beyond where we've been before. And I truly believe in the unfoldment of the soul, and
Yeah.
that we have made a conscious choice to come to this planet at this time in this dimension to learn something for our soul's unfoldment, so that we can continue to move into that upward spiral and an awareness of oneness. And so whatever we need to learn, we need to get it and keep
Hmm.
it moving.
Hmm.
you know
Living life and growing, living life
yes.
in the adventure of it all. I like
Yeah,
that.
and
I like that.
exploration
And
and
exploration.
acceptance
I
and
like
love.
that. Okay. Third question, last question. What is your joy song and why?
I'm going to take the easy route and just say happy. Pharrell's song Happy. I can't not be happy when I hear that song.
Hmm.
There are certainly other songs that will bring me joy when I know it. Those songs, the lyrics to, from the 70s or whatever.
Hmm.
But when I hear Happy, I mean, I want to clap, and I want to jump up and down, and I
Hmm.
want to smile.
Yes.
And so I think we all know that that's our true spot. It's not a place that you have every once in a while, that we're really meant to be in that space.
Yes, we are. So I will expect the DJ to play Happy at the conference.
All right, let me make a note.
All right. All right. And I'm going to find you, Celeste, and we're going to get our groove on. We're going to
All
get our
right.
groove on. All
Okay.
right. Celeste Frazier, thank you so much for being my guest today. It's been a delight to spend this time with you.
Thank you for having me. I had fun.
You're very welcome. All right, everybody, please check out Celeste Frazier and all the things that she's doing. Go to her website, celestefrazier.com. Go on and get her app, Conscious Grace, and support yourself throughout the day. All right? All right. So, thank you all for being with me today for Living Life in Joy. Please remember, join me Monday through Friday for Sip with Red Melissa, and Sip is Spirit in Practice, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right where you're watching me now. And join me right after Living Life in Joy at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time at Rockland CSL for Sunday in Praise. We're going to have a wonderful service, and I hope to see you there. You can join us by going to rocklandcsl.org, clicking on the Sunday service link, and you'll be in the Zoom room, or you could join us on Facebook. We live stream on Facebook. All right. All right. So join me next week for our next Living Life in Joy, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as we continue the celebration of fabulous women. That's what we're going to do. So peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.